Hello, Adonim Shel HaMishnah, masters of Mishnah. I'm about to sing and explain Mishnah Brachot Aleph Aleph. In this Mishnah, we'll see an argument over when is it a mitzvah to say Shema in the evening. Now, we'll also see that there are times in which it is a halakha, a law to say Shema, and there are also times in which it is a minhag, a custom to say Shema. Now, it is a halakha, a law to say Shema, both in the morning and in the evening. But there is also a minhag, or a custom to say Shema just before you go to bed. Now, there are a couple reasons people say why there is a minhag to say Shema right when you are going to bed. And one of those ideas is you're saying something that God is so important that the last thing that I'm going to say is Hashem Echad. Hashem is one. Now, there are also those who explain that one of the reasons why we say Shema as the very last thing that we say, maybe it is about asking for Hashem's protection. That we want to have a good, restful, and healthy sleep, and that we wake up re-energized. The reason why there is an argument in our Mishnah over when is the proper time to be saying Shema is that it is unclear what the Torah means when it says to say Shema in the evening. Now, what it says in the Torah is that one should say Shema ubeshochbecha. And ubeshochbecha appears in the Torah and also in the first paragraph of the Shema prayer. And now the question is, when the Torah says, say Shema ubeshochbecha, there are some rabbis who say it means, and when you lie down. And there are those who say, ubeshochbecha means, and when you are sleeping. Now, if ubeshochbecha means, and when you lie down, that would mean that you should say Shema in the evening only when you are going to lie down. So you would only be able to do the mitzvah of Shema in the first part of the night when the average person goes to sleep. Now, those who say that ubeshochbecha means, and when you are sleeping, that would mean that you have essentially the whole night, all the way until sunrise, or Amud HaShachar, to be saying the Shema, because it is saying that you can say Shema anytime that people sleep. Next, I'm going to sing the Mishnah with hand signals to help you understand it. Me'ematai korin et Shema baravit misha'a shehakohanim nichnasim le'echol betrumatan ad sof ha'ashmura harishona divrei Rivi Eliezer v'chachamim omrim ad chatzot Rabban Gamliel omer ad sheyaleh amud hashachar. Od pam, one more time. Me'ematai korin et Shema baravit misha'a she'akohanim nichnasim le'echol betrumatan ad sof ha'ashmura harishona divrei Rivi Eliezer v'chachamim omrim ad chatzot Rabban Gamliel omer ad sheyaleh amud hashachar. The first opinion that appears in this Mishnah is called the Stam of the Mishnah. The Stam of the Mishnah is the anonymous part of the Mishnah. It is where the Mishnah is not saying who is actually speaking. Now, the reason why it appears anonymously is that it was said by many rabbis, and there's no reason to list the hundreds of rabbis that may have said it. Also, the reason why Jewish law usually follows the stam of the Mishnah is that it was said by many rabbis, and Jewish law almost always follows the majority opinion. So again, the reason why Jewish law, halakha, goes according to the stam of the Mishnah usually, is that it was said by many rabbis, and Jewish law follows the majority opinion. Wait a minute, Harry, I need you to stop talking. I know you would normally never talk in Mishnah class, but even today it is not okay. And hey, Neve, stop it right now. There is no wrestling, there is no biting, there is no clawing in Mishnah class. Young lady, I'll send you right back to the ECC. And Zach, thank you for always being the best. Thank you for always being a model citizen, a model student, especially in synagogue skills, setting an example for everyone else. Now, if this world had more students like Zach, every teacher's job would be a dream, and perhaps we could have world peace. Thank you, Zachary, for always doing the right thing.
As I stated earlier, the first opinion that appears in the Mishnah is the stam of the Mishnah. So now I will underline it. So the stam of the Mishnah says, Me'ematai korin et Shema be'aravit, misha'a she'hakohanim nichnesim le'echol be'trumatan. When do we read Shema? At night? From the time that the Kohanim, nichnesim, enter, le'echol be'trumatan, when they enter to eat the harvest. So according to the stam of the Mishnah, the first time for saying Shema is when the Kohanim enter to eat the harvest of the Truma. The Truma is the portion of the harvest that was given to the Kohanim. And the Kohanim would eat their harvest after Tzeit HaKochavim, after there are 3 stars in the sky at night. And the reason why they would eat it at night is that they would only eat this harvest once they were done offering the sacrifices of the day. Now, next we have the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. So now I will highlight Rabbi Eliezer's opinion. He says, Ad sof ha'ashmura harishona divrei Rabbi Eliezer. Until the end of the first watch, these are the words of Rabbi Eliezer. So Rabbi Eliezer argues that the last time for saying Shema is sof ha'ashmura harishona, the end of the first watch, meaning the first third of the night. So the idea is there were 3 watches, 3 times that people were supposed to guard in the Beit HaMikdash. So according to Rabbi Eliezer, the last time for saying Shema at night was the first third of the night. Now the reason why he says this is he understands that ubeshoch becha means and when you lie down. And the average person would go to sleep in the first third of the night. Now the next opinion in the Mishnah is the Chachamim, or the scholars. Now they say that a person has ad chatzot, until half. So the scholars say that you have until midnight to say Shema. And the next opinion which appears in the Mishnah is Rabban Gamliel. And he says that you have until Amud HaShachar, meaning until dawn or when you have the first ray of the sun. So everyone agrees with the stam of the Mishnah that the first time for saying Shema is Tzeit Hakol Chavim, when you see three stars. And then there is an argument over when is the last time it'll count as a mitzvah. According to Rabbi Eliezer, you have the first third of the night, Ad Sof HaAshmira HaRishonah, and according to the Chachamim, or the scholars, you have until Chatzot, or midnight. Now, according to Rabban Gamliel, a person has essentially the whole night until Amud HaShachar, until you see the first ray of the sun. Now, the original law probably followed Rabban Gamliel, who says that you have until Amud HaShachar, the whole night. Now, the reason why the Chachamim argue with this opinion, and they say you should only say Shema until Chatzot is that they say that even though you probably could say Shema until Amud HaShachar, until dawn, but it is a bad idea to make that as the law. Because if people knew that you had the whole night for saying Shema, they would probably keep on putting it off until they finally forgot to say it and they would fall asleep. So the first reason why they're saying that you should only say Shema until Chatzot, until midnight, is that if a person thought that they had the whole night to say it, they would probably fall asleep and forget to say Shema. Another possible reason why the Chachamim are saying you only have until Chatzot is that they are worried that if you say Shema when it's really late at night, then you won't say it right. Because when people are really tired, you often make mistakes. Also, I want you to notice also that this last person is not called a Rebbe, he is called Rabban Gamliel. Now, that is a title for someone who isn't only a rabbi, a Rabban. They were head of the Jewish high court called the Sanhedrin. Because again, a Rabban is the title for someone who is the head of the Jewish high court. So in this chart, you see the four opinions that appear in the Mishnah. The first opinion is the stam of the Mishnah. The second opinion is Rabbi Eliezer. The third opinion is the Chachamim. And the fourth opinion is Rabban Gamliel. Now, in this chart, in the first column is the first time for saying Shema. And in the second column is what they say is the last time for saying Shema. Now, they all agree with the stam of the Mishnah that the first time for saying Shema is a time called Tzeit Hakol Chavim, meaning when you are able to see three stars. And they all agree with the stam of the Mishnah. Now, the stam does not tell us when is the last time for saying Shema. And there are three opinions about when is the last time for saying Shema. According to the first opinion, Rabbi Eliezer, you have until Sof HaAshmura HaRishonah. And the idea is that he thinks Ubeshokbecha means and when you lie down. So therefore, you have the first third of the night for saying Shema. Now, according to the second opinion, the Chachamim, or the scholars, a person has until Chatzot, midnight. And according to the fourth opinion, a person has until Amud HaShachar, dawn. La 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 la, I'm Melissa, And I like to dance fancy. Look at me dance fancy.
Whoa, Alyssa, you scare me. What are you doing here? And where is your body? You look very strange today, but you are wearing a very nice pink dress. Rabbi, why do the rabbis argue even over one word in the Torah? Libby, that is an excellent question. Why would the rabbis argue even over the meaning of one word in the Torah? Are they just trying to prove each other wrong? Or do they just like arguing? The answer for your excellent question, Libby, is that the reason why the rabbis in the Mishnahs will even argue over one word in the Torah is that they felt that every word in the Torah is important and holy. So they will argue over even one word because they want to do every mitzvah in the exact way that Hashem wants. So again, the reason why they argue over even one word in the Torah is that they want to understand every law in the Torah correctly, and they want to do every mitzvah exactly right. All right, good luck, Adonim Shel HaMishnah, masters of Mishnah.